El Niño gets its start in the South Pacific about a year before North America feels its effects. It's Christmas time in the first year of an El Niño. Along the coast of Peru, cold waters become a little warmer. The high-pressure centers in the central and southeastern Pacific weaken. And the air flowing away from the highs, the trade winds, weaken as well. Not a full El Niño yet. Not even a sure sign. It just means that something's up. But if the trade winds stay weak into March and April, there'll be less cold water upwelling off the coast of Peru. The sea surface temperatures there rise dramatically, and that unusual warming of the waters continues across the eastern Pacific. The red area you see here represents temperatures relative to normal. The rain and clouds that are normally heavy in the far western Pacific drift toward the central and eastern Pacific, drawn to the warming waters there. That means an extraordinary amount of rain in the eastern Pacific. Because of all the rising air, the convection in these stormy areas, the north-south Hadley circulation is strengthened. And that's how you get from the South American coast to the North American coast, caught up in the strength of the Hadley cell. By December of the second year, the warmth and the moisture from the El Niño merges with storms in the northern hemisphere, intensifies the subtropical jet stream, and pulls heavy rains all the way to the Gulf Coast of the U.S.
Here we have a sea surface temperature anomaly chart for the month of May.
Vern Kowski of the Climate Analysis Center keeps track of El Niños for the National Weather Service.
There are two regions of the U.S. that are affected in a consistent manner. One is the area of the Gulf Coast states from West Texas on through into the southeast. That region normally is wetter than normal and slightly cooler than normal during an El Niño winter. That would be running from November through March. The other region which has a consistent signal is the area of the northern plains and the border states running from Washington through Minnesota and on up into western Canada. That entire region is warmer than normal during an El Niño winter.
That other region is affected by the northern branch of the jet stream. Normally, the jet stream leads storms and cold into the Pacific Northwest all winter. But the El Niño pushes that northern branch northward into the Yukon.
Well, as we check out off of the shoreline there of Atlantic City, New Jersey, and we're going to have all kinds of problems. Keep in mind, an area of low pressure has a counterclockwise rotation, so that is actually going to pick up the moisture off of the Atlantic and spread it right back on top of you across the mid-Atlantic states in the Northeast. We could be looking at significant amounts of snow, winter weather advice. Plains. And Monday we had all kinds of problems with heavy downpours, flash flooding, and severe weather. As the moisture was riding up out of the Gulf of Mexico, we had very, very warm temperatures out ahead of the front. And watch as that moisture was wrapping around that area of low pressure. It produces a classic comma shape. That's because of that counterclockwise rotation. And therein lies the problem, colder air wrapping up and around that area of low pressure. And so the cold air slams into the warm, moist air, and we saw strong, severe thunderstorms. We also saw heavy downpours. Take a look at some of the rainfall amounts from this particular storm.